Hello and happy gaming, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I hope you had a wonderful couple of days. I spent the last couple of days setting up and getting started on a new D&D adventure, but we will get to that in just a minute because my buddy, the one who suggested the all-wind run, which should have gone better than it did, not entirely his fault, by the way, suggested something along the lines of, can you set up the dark mage build like Magus from Chrono Trigger? Well, I wasn't exactly sure how to set that up properly, so here are the spells that we're going with. In order to replicate Dark Bomb, we've got Null Parade. That one, I mean, that's about as Dark Bomb as it gets. We've also, to replicate Lightning 2, we've got Twin Turbine. I didn't have a good way to do Ice 2 with the basics, so I just did Frost Blade. That'll slow the enemy down and set up for Null Parade. And then Flare Rush to replicate Fire 2, even though that's more like Fire 1.2. And then we're doing the Shift Rope, mostly because I feel comfortable with it, and most of these actually will do pretty good with critical hit. And the Evade will help, and also it's dark and it's purple. And then in order to replicate the idea of being a powerful mage, we're giving ourselves a 12% damage buff. Whatever comes after this, it just kind of shows up. Who knows? What's this book? Rulebook of all relic and arcana are heavily discounted, but you can lose shit when taking damage. Yeah, the hell with that. Yeah, I don't want that. Alright. I'm also trying out a different controller. As much as I love my Power A Fusion Pro, the sensitive D-pad has actually made things difficult for me both when playing this game and on Binding of Isaac. So I'm trying the 8-bit Do SN30 Pro. I figure this bad boy has a little bit more of a stiff D-pad, so I think it'll work out better for me. So I'd say between this, the new chair, the new controller. This, by the way, is not a new controller. I made oops. Oh, you guys are so screwed. But yeah, the SN30 Pro is not a new controller. I got this at about the same time as I picked up something. I don't remember now. But yes, this is something I've had for a little bit now, and to be fair, it is mostly just kind of a Nintendo Switch. It was something I picked up more like an alternative Nintendo Switch controller. But I figured, okay, this thing is actually pretty highly rated and reliable. I will take the Twin Turbines upgrade. Then I don't know if I want Tracer Barrage, the Frostblade upgrade, or take both and ignore any relics for the floor. I can only answer that question after I've seen what relics are for sale. Right now we have a run that's doing a very good job at covering range. With both Twin Turbines and Null Parade being area of effect damage, and a lot of it, we actually have ourselves quite a good run when it comes to coverage. And trust me when I say I am not complaining. And Flare Rush, of course, it can be used very aggressively. And so far this evade chance has actually proven to be quite useful twice now. Oh, you and your rebounding icicles. You're such a goof. Do we have things here that I really want now? Ooh, I see a mirror shield. That could be quite helpful. Alright, so we're probably only picking up one of the two possible other arcana, but all in all I'd say that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't want it to consume half of my current health when I pick it up, plus I'm not sure I'm going to need it. I don't know how much health that does, but I'm not in that big of a need of money. I will simply be cautious with my purchases. There we go. Now, considering the spells I'm working with, though, one thing I would really like is something to boost my critical hit rate. Alright, let's go back to Iris. What do we upgrade the Frostblade? Or tangle with the Tracer Barrage? Neither one is necessarily a bad choice, but I was hoping to find a Wind and an Earth spell. You know, get the most out of that Captain's Ring. Or, because one of my spells is Chaos-based, give me that. Okay, I'm just gonna upgrade the basic. Oh, Null Parade, you're so strong. Hey, Surefire Rocket. Yes! Now I get more signatures, because they won't decay while they're building up. Yes, sir, I think we found ourselves the mother lode. Hurry up and reshape the castle. God, it doesn't take that long. All you're doing is restructuring an entire man-made architecture made entirely out of stone and magical processes. I mean, Jesus, how hard could that be? Alright, the combination of twin turbines and... Oh, you bastard. Like I said, I hate the ice archers. I hate them with passion. But the combination of twin turbine and null parade is working out real well. Twin turbines keeps them held down for a while, and gives me plenty of time to line up the old null parade. Oh, hello, Taffy. How are you? There we go, that was easy. No, I don't want Ward of Ice. Or I think it's Ward of Water. Still, I don't want it. But I at least appreciate the offer. So, when using Null Parade, even with how strong it is, what you have to remember is that there is a bit of a delay between the time you cast it and the time it actually starts doing damage. Well, the thing is, it does damage in a huge area, so you've got yourself a great source of area of effect damage. You just got to make sure that you're using it right and with good timing. If you just throw it out thinking it's going to catch people right away, then you're going to just start taking hits to the face and wondering what you've done wrong to deserve that. And the first thing is, you're failing at the Chaos Trials. The second thing is, maybe bring enough gum for everyone, you ass. I see the C99 piggy bank, and I will definitely pick it up. There's no possible way it could be a trap of any kind. Not at all. Single swipe just to make sure he keeps his distance. Yeah, that's the play that's the type of play you tune in for. Sometimes the simplest moves are the best. Hello, Drea. My little poisonous friend, how are you? I think you and I could have a lot of fun, but first, I want to see... Oh, she's right here. Well, what do you know? Let's see, do I really need Gale Force alignment? It'd be one thing if I was using a laser. And whirling wind agents are actually going to be an issue for building up my signature, which I feel is very important. So I think what I will do is take Gloves of Midas, take the little poisonous fairy with me, and we are on a roll. A good way to look at your basic spells in this game is a lot like cantrips in 4th edition and on D&D, where it's just, they're not necessarily going to be your be-all, end-all, but they are effective and will make sure that you've got something with you at all times. Unless you're a warlock casting Eldritch Blast, in which case that's the only thing you're doing. I'm far from the only person to make fun of that, but yeah, if you're a warlock, you're casting Eldritch Blast. Well, how do you know? My warlock isn't always casting Eldritch Blast. So let me guess, 60% of the time then? Shut up. Look, if you're a warlock, there's no shame in taking Eldritch Blast. It's one of the things that makes you what you are. Kind of like a bard having vicious mockery. You want it. Hell, that's probably one of the top reasons to play a bard, is to be able to use vicious mockery. So wait a minute. I get to make my opponent take damage and put them at a disadvantage, all because I chose just the right way to insult their mother? That's beautiful! It's like, yes, it is. Alright, so we could probably use another arcana just to improve our DPS, but like I said, I'm trying to find just the right arcana to make sure that we get the maximum bonus out of, thank you Drea, to get just the right bonuses from Captain's Ring. There we go. So even though I don't feel like we did like super massive damage, we didn't do bad damage either. I'm just taking Thunder Seekers just as a temporary holdover. You will fear my frost blades! Oh my god, this room is pissing me off. All of you go away. I hate you all. So, Darksage, did I hear you say something about starting a D&D game? Yes, we are. Well, you see, one of the things I was thinking is that the previous characters that we had from the other game that, you know, had to end when we were forced to take a little hiatus, they're good characters, they really are, and I enjoy playing them. However, we did start using them in a game that was kind of meant more so for newer players, which is what we were doing with the kind of like the Monster Hunter-like setup. So there were two things that influenced my decision to start a new game. One, the idea that we didn't want to run two versions of... Okay, I guess there are three things that influenced that decision. One, the idea that we didn't want to necessarily run two versions of that game. Ring of Reserves could be quite useful for my dash. That's literally about it, so... Well, whatever, I'll take it. What do we have here? I mean, yeah, I like Blazing Lariat, but not sure that really fits what I'm going for. I mean, it might, don't get me wrong. Oh, hello. Do you have anything I want down there? All the shops are right together, just like a good bazaar ought to be. Ominous low note! No thanks. Bewitching glue, no. Here, it lowers my movement speed and the enemies can no longer be knocked back. Isn't that special? Golden contract, no. Tiny crocodile heart, I think I would pass. So it was, you know, we didn't necessarily want to run two versions of the game. Two, the original version of the game was intended for lower level characters, so it just felt like it was off for characters that are regularly handling huge challenges to come into a game meant for low level characters and go, right then, what we doing here? It just kind of felt like they were stepping into a territory and going, move over, losers, we got this. So we just figured there are better things we can do with those characters. And probably the most important factor, though, is that my buddy's been the DM for all of these games, and I figured it would be good to give him a little break and give him a chance to be a player again. So I started running a D&D game that is horror-themed. Horror-themed D&D? How do you do that? Subtly, and with a very good knowledge of how to keep tension high. But I am very much liking the characters involved in the setting. They play all the characters, like the one NPC that I'm using to kind of make sure the party has some guidance, and then our two-player characters for it are actually playing very well off of one another. So I'm very happy with how that game is going. We essentially had a big, long session 0 just to get everyone acquainted with one another. And then yesterday we did kind of like the real session 1. Won't the real session 1 please stand up? I'm sorry, that wasn't funny. Oh hey, Drea, you poisoned him. What are you? Wallet of Vigor. Enables you to purchase items with health when you don't have sufficient gold. I mean, that's kind of why I took the Hand of Midas. So, I mean, that's probably not very useful. I don't know, maybe I'll find Cremire and actually be able to give him something for once. For once in my miserable life. But I think the key to a good horror setting, both in Dungeons & Dragons and otherwise, is subtlety. If all of your scares are loud and rambunctious and basically if you're just running the all jump scare radio channel, then it's not going to work for very long. It also doesn't work if everything is just going fucking crazy all the time. Like, if every time you open a door, like, a skeleton pops out and goes, BOOM, motherfucker! At some point, it's gonna wear off. Like, originally, yeah, that's gonna be creepy. It's like, oh my god, skeleton! At some point or another, that's gonna lose all effect, and you're just gonna be like, oh no, dive! And then eventually, I'm just gonna have to respond in kind with, oh no, neighbor, how you doing? Like, at some point or another, why are you giving me all these wards? I don't want them. It's also the second fire-based spell I have. We're not getting anywhere with the Captain's Ring by going all one element here, people. So, the idea that I'm taking, at least while the group is low level, is 1. Make sure that the things that are frightening them are subtle. It doesn't have to be just full-blown zombies all the time. Like, there should be things like, oh, there's just like a tapping at the window. It's like a tap, 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 tappy, tap, 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 tappy. What am I doing? So keeping the scares and the things that are meant to creep people out subtle, but also... So I just picked this up and already she's like, hey, you should upgrade that. I'm going, hon, please, I don't even want it. Ugh, it's going to be harder and harder to find spells I actually want to use. But then the second thing is, don't do it consistently. Like, having some things that you know are going to work on your players to creep them out is good, but then if you do them consistently, that's essentially creating a new norm, and instead of things coming off as creepy, they start to come off as normal, if that makes sense. I will take Hunter's Stiletto, thank you. Also, I just realized how much goddamn money I have. Holy shit. So, what does this do when it's upgraded? So it can also increase water damage done in the area. That's awkward and backwards. Simultaneously, it actually could be useful because of the frost blades. And apparently, it does oh yeah, it does do damage to them in that area. It just goes floof, 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 floof. Oh no, no floof, no floof! Why are you in a no floof? Oh shit, I didn't finish this room? Are you serious? Oh wow. I'm a dummy. I thought I already cleared that room. Huh. Goes to show what I know. What happens when you spend all your time trying to do floof sound effects, but... So don't make the scares consistent, make them subtle, and don't be afraid to every now and again throw out something bigger. Like, the group just got to their first transition point where all of a sudden they go from normal world to things looking like Silent Hill. I will take Mercenary's Dagger because I have the Hand of Magus to help bolster my earnings. There we go. Okay, I thought I was throwing out that, but if I was wrong, alright. Thunder Seekers, you're useless. We're trying our best. Who made that man a gunner? I did, sir. He's my cousin. Who is he? He's an asshole, sir. I can see that. What's his name? That is his name, sir. Asshole. Major asshole. And his cousin? He's an asshole too, sir. Gunner's mate, first class Philip Asshole. How many assholes we got on the ship anyhow? Yo! I knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes. Keep firing, assholes! I know, you were waiting for it, weren't you? You knew it was coming. No good wind or earth arcana yet. Oh well. Hello, Windowmancer. That's what you're going to call me, Windowmancer. You make me sound like I'm just the Chaos Trials window cleaner. Hey, Chief, you want to come over here and get the office windows? Yes, sir! Don't read too far into that. There we go. Alright. Alright, this is working out very well. And I gotta say, the slightly more stiff control pad works very well for games that take place in a kind of top-down setting like this. I have yet to find myself accidentally throwing one of my spells against a wall. Like, it's just working out nicely. And, you know, I can dig it. Well, there's the upgrade to Flare Rush. It's about time, so what does it do? Summons additional flares. There's 5! There's 5 flares! Boy, what a newsflash. Drawing in nearby foes. Actually, I can kind of dig that. And that also means, yep, plus 16. Perfect. Not too big on the Thunder Flares. They might end up being just what I need against Sura, though, because they do have a Chain Lightning effect. And that could be exactly the ticket I need to help me with the Null Flash agents for that fight. Alright. Wind Seekers! Ho! I feel much more in control using this controller for this particular game. And don't get me wrong, I love the other controller. It's so nice and heavy and just it's so sturdy and great, but I do need something with a slightly more stiff D-pad in order to do this game. And this is working out great. So I've got 2 controllers for 2 different types of games. Or, well, not just for 2, but you get the idea. 2 controllers for different situations, and it's working out beautifully. You. Ah, handsomely now! Yes, sire! Another thing that I'm planning on using my horror-themed D&D game for is... I missed a treasure chest? I'm an idiot. At least it wasn't a mimic. So the other thing I'm going to use it for is kind of playing around with some ideas that I've had rattling around in my head. And by that I mean I want to translate creepypastas into D&D events and see how the characters handle them. See how it goes with the characters having to actually handle the event presented in some of those stories. Oh, hello. I will take this. I will drop that so I can have that. Unfortunately, it's a little too late in the Chaos Trials for the Cartographer's Quill to be useful, but that will be. Token of Elegance will be pretty bomb. And I guess I can pick this up because I haven't found the red portal yet, so there's still the chance that Kremire could show up. Don't know if he's going to. I haven't found the red portal yet, so let's see what happens. Oh, it's just Nox again. What do we have here? Luxury Handbag. Increased damage of all enhanced arcana. Decreased damage for all arcana that aren't enhanced. Well, that's a no-brainer. Everything I have is enhanced. Why would I not do that? Even if it's only 10%, it's stupid and it's easy. Matter of fact, the fact that it's easy to activate is probably why it's only worth 10%. But I mean, it's still my 10%, goddammit. Okay, you guys are just throwing too much garbage around. Screw all of you. Got him with a Ward of Fire. Feeling a little embarrassed. And as an example, I don't know how many of you pay attention to any like creepypastas or just scary internet stories, but some of the things that I'm planning on trying out are like I want to do the smile.jpg scenario and see how the group handles Smile Dog as a boss. Basically like I'm thinking it's gonna be early game, so that might just end up being like some form of Hellhound, I guess. I mean, it induces madness, so maybe it's got some psionic skills. I don't know. Right now, I'm just spitballing ideas to see what I like. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Each cursed relic in my inventory lowers my cooldowns. I have 2 cursed relics in my inventory and not a lot of need for the C99 piggy bank anymore. Let's go ahead and drop that and reap the rewards because that's exactly what it's there for. I feel wonderful. Uh-oh. Alright, so I should also mention this controller is a Bluetooth controller, and if I'm holding the controller in a weird way, then the Bluetooth receiver can't catch its signal, starts to act funny, and then before you know it, everything is just wrong. Everything you know is wrong. Black is white, up is down, and short is long. And even though I requested an Earth Arcana, it just isn't showing up in the shop at all. Everything you know is wrong. Iris still doesn't understand economics. Yeah, weren't expecting the backwards fireball, were ya? Please, sir, you may have that token of elegance. I give it to you freely and without reserve. We go this way now. So we're you guys in a horror-themed D&D game. What sort of stories would you like to see emulated into a D&D game, or what sort of scenarios do you think would be interesting? Feel free to let me know in the comments below. And even though I have a sneaking suspicion of who might be commenting, I'm just gonna straight up say right now, if you're already involved in the game, well, don't use this as an opportunity to try to cheat your character into a position of power. I'm asking for ideas, and that's it. I know one of my players is probably going to be watching this video because it was his idea to do the Magus build. Which, yeah, if I want to get real technical, I guess that would have involved starting with Death's Scythe, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the cursed relics that show up being sold by Nox and Lenovo Plaza. I'm just not. It doesn't mean that I absolutely hate the idea of using them and will never use them. I just think I'm just not a big fan of using them. Yes, sir, that is a shoebox. What to do with the shoebox? Well, first let's come back here. We're going to take calcifying bone mail, because that's awesome. And then I think that shoebox can just eat shit, and how do you like that? Whoop! Woo! Alright, Captain Windy Pants. I thought it was the Windowmancer earlier. Sweet, I got him before he even got to get his signature off. Haha! That's how you win a fight. No thank you. Don't need that right away. We'll see what happens in the near future. There we go. Actually kind of digging Ward of Fire right now. Also, is it just me, or is the Null Parade actually being boosted while being cast in? Yeah, I think Chaos spells are boosted inside of any ward. There we go. So, kind of made some dumb moves there, but hey, we can always go back and get that health crystal. Health orbs galore! Alright. Anything that looks good here? Honestly, I think I'm fine. Hold on. There we go. Now we're fine. And I think we'll do that. Yeah, I know, 2 types of Seeker. When are you ever gonna get a signature spell off now? As much as I am enjoying the ward, I do kind of... Actually, what I should probably do... Well, no, because the... Because I want to make sure to keep the Wind Seekers, because they're the ones that are boosting Captain's rank. There we go. Alright, working out nicely. No, sir. I will not allow you. Hey, come down here. Thank you. What? Oh, you jerk. He had the room to dash away from me twice. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Yay, I'm a dumbass. That doesn't matter. Who's the ultimate dark mage now? You already know the answer to that question. Remember, dark mages don't just use dark magic. So there you go. That was actually kind of a fun run, even though I did kind of have to interpret what exactly I was going to use as my Ice 2 and my Fire 2. In the end, I just decided we'll just go with the Ice and the Fire, and you know what? Good enough. So yeah, there's one variation of the Magus run. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. I very much have fun with these videos, and I hope you have fun watching them. And I will be back in the near future with some more fun stuff. You guys take care. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you.